This is EXO616 again. I'm here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to essentially take an older PC and transfer it to something that's more aesthetically pleasing. Right now I'm going to be unboxing for the first time a 570X Corsair mirror black gaming tower. And there obviously are no components in it, so I'm going to be taking components out from my rig that I've been using, which is actually pretty decent. I just didn't like the style. It's a big case, just doesn't really have everything, aesthetically that I like. So I'm going to be taking this out and just trying to do this as fast as possible, swapping parts over. I'll try to do it and explain exactly what I'm doing. Swap parts over from my old rig to the new rig, and then just make it, and then we're going to test it out. We're going to do some overclocking as well. Just to begin, I'm going to explain. We have here the Geforce RTX 2080 Ti. I'm going to take that out, of course. There's an Antec 750M for the power supply unit. And so I decided to upgrade it to the HX1000. So this is actually going to be a lot better for the current and all that stuff. This is platinum rated. I think that one's maybe silver or gold rated. I'm not too sure. It's been a while. And then for the 2080 Ti, I'm going to be vertically mounting it, but I don't have the supplies yet. But I do have this power link to make the cable management for the vertical mount. It's going to look a lot better. The reason I'm doing this again is for aesthetics. Maybe some more performance coming out of it, maybe some more cooling, but I guess we'll just have to get to work. This process usually takes hours, but I'm going to try to keep the CPU connected at the same time. Of course, this video is going to be sloppy. I'm an amateur. It's what it is, but I'm trying to get this done for you guys so you can actually see what you would need to do to just swap over some parts, make your computer look a little bit better. Here she is again. By the way, I got the new trim kit installed. This is actually really awesome now, and this card performs really well. Alright, so first things first, we're going to have to take off this front panel here. A lot of the time front panels just pop right out like that. See? Sometimes there's cables underneath, so you got to be careful. Because if you did that and you ripped out a cable, you'd have some problems. Now I got to take off the motherboard. To do the motherboard, you usually want to take off the motherboard while the computer is laying flat. You don't really want to do it standing up, because then if it falls or you lose a screw, it's hard to find. So stuff gets hard to find, but I'm just being real here. The specific motherboard I have is called the Asus Prime A, the Z370. It's a pretty good board. I mean, it's not like the best one that you could get, I don't think. But it does the job. I haven't had any problems with it. Not like the old Z170. I hated that. I hated that board. But that's just a personal thing. I had too many problems with it. Again, Asus makes good stuff. Their customer support's good. I have to say. I'll say good. You talk to the people, they get you your stuff back. When it's all said and done, you could always just watch Linus Tech Tips or whatever the case is, whatever you want to watch. And they'll tell you how to do this the right way the first time. So now I'm going to show you. This is the motherboard. It's got the RAM sticks in it. I can only put them in slots 1 and 2. I was having an issue where it wouldn't work in 3 or 2 and 4 rather. Because I think that these Corsair sticks may not be rated for dual channel. I'm not 100% sure, but they were that expensive, and so it's possible that that's the case. Just so you know, there's an M.2 inside the motherboard underneath one of the heat sinks. I'll get back to it. But yeah, these are fans. They're all Corsair. I love Corsair stuff, honestly. I'm Corsair fanboy. Literally. So anyway, that was a Cooler Master fan. I know. But you know what I'm saying. Alright, so anyway, let me take this guy off. I love this case. I'm not going to lie to you. This case, the old case, I just gutted it completely out. I took out all these racks. And look how much room is in that thing, dude. And there's so much space for wiring. Look how ugly and nasty all this wiring is. This takes time to organize, you know. And sometimes it doesn't fit. So you got to do some unorthodox looking stuff to get things going for you. Now this guy, I'm going to put to the side for now. This was a great case. This is the Thermaltake V51. Look, when you gut it out, man, and it's got a slot for vertical if you ever want it to do that. Dude, this case is amazing. You can mount whatever the hell you want to it. It's just not the prettiest thing. Actually, it's not that bad looking. It's just gigantic for a mid-tower, which doesn't make sense. Now time for the unveiling of the new case. So let's see what that looks like. Alrighty. Oh, I bet you I just cracked something, but it's alright. Alright, what do we got here? Okay. So they gave me the wrong box. Can you believe that? I just took apart my whole computer. They gave me the wrong box. So this is not the black mirror. This is the red. Alright, welcome back. So one thing that I want to point out is they gave me the wrong case, Amazon, and I wound up going through with them, and they wound up sending me another case, which is actually the special edition. It has to be the special edition. So what I did was I have a couple of things here. So I wound up, I'm going to be keeping both cases, but you know, it's what it is. So this right here is the red edition part of the case, and I wound up taking the I like the red, but I wanted the mirrors. So essentially, you know, that and then the vertical mounting strip that it comes with over here on this case. This is the 570X again, mirror black. So I have that now, but I wound up taking this piece here, and I'm going to be putting this one on the top. Magnetic, all that, very nice stuff. I like this one better than the black one it comes with. Yeah, the black makes the mirrors like shine better, I guess. You can't see through them, but my whole theme is going to be red and black. So one thing that I'm going to do is, as well, after doing some research, I found out that I'm going to actually do some a custom loop. It's just going to be for the GPU. So again, this is the graphics card. Okay, it's red and black. I'm going to be taking this off, right? I'm getting the EVGA water block for the Win 3 Ultra, the 2080 Ti. So, with that in mind, what I'm going to do is get this custom loop. I'm going to try to fit the pump here, and then I'm going to do a custom hard loop, and I'll go through exactly how I'm going to do that as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun, interesting stuff. Okay, so what I did was I took apart from the main case because I had to rebuild it so I could actually go on the computer and all that. So I took that motherboard out with the radiator attached, and if you look here, you'll see I just reassembled it. So I put the fans, obviously you want the air to blow through. You want the air to blow through the radiator. Right now it's going to be siphoning from. Actually, let me see real quick. Honestly, can't tell 100%, but actually, let me check real quick. So, actually, no, that's good. The air is going to be blowing through it. Now, this case is actually really interesting, and I know a lot of you could look up another video that speaks about the case by itself, all that stuff. But what I'm doing here is going through this process where I'm going to be customizing the water loop, doing all of this build piece by piece. And it's just going to be cool. I can't wait till the end of this whole set of things because this is all step by step, day by day. This right here is the HX1000. So I have all the plugs that I had plugged in, and this is the problem. This case is a lot smaller than the other case that I had. And so when I put all these wires in, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Look, I even got the hard drive attached to it. So I'm going to stick this in there, and then, yeah, we'll get to it. Okay, so what I just did right now is I put the radiator in, as I said before. And so now I have this push-pull going on here. If you take a look, I have 3 fans on the front and then 3 fans on the rear, and the air is going to be flowing through here, and this is going to cool the radiator and then make the CPU a lot cooler. So that's good. Maybe we can get higher clocks on the CPU. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to give it a try. Other than that, I put a fan on the rear, and this air is blowing outwards. And then I have 2 fans on the top. Now, when we do get into the overclocking and benching and all that stuff, I did have an amazing conversation with one of the EVGA techs. And they told me a lot of information about the differences between benching with the stock for the Win 3 and the water block with the aftermarket cooling systems. So apparently when you get rid of the fans, the graphics card actually has more ability to put power into the actual performance of the card itself and not have to cool it. Also, it's very silent. I've reinstalled everything. I had to take out one of the fans because there were only 6 fan slots on my motherboard. So as of right now, I have the graphics card installed with this new EVGA. It makes it so I can route the wires nice and easy. It's not coming out the front. It's coming out the side, actually. So that's good for the fan, but when the water block comes in and everything is all said and done, it's going to look a lot better. Regardless, very tight spacing in here, but it works. So, yes, 6 fans on the radiator. 1 fan on top, 1 fan out back. It's a positive pressure system, but you know what? We're just going to have to make do with this. But today I just picked up from Amazon the Cable Mod Premium Cable Kit. And so what I'm going to be doing here is installing all of these cables into the Mirror Black 570X. And then that's going to be it. And then the next video is going to be the water cooling block with the custom loop and the overclocking. So we'll do that. And hopefully everything looks nice and good to go. Hello again, YouTube. This is XO616 again, and I'm going to show you today how to overclock your graphics card with Precision X1. Right now I have the EVGA Geforce RTX 2080 Ti, as all my other videos state. And I'm going to show you exactly how to get a pretty decent score on your graphics card with 3D Mark and Precision X. First off, I use version 3.7, not 3.11. Today's January 5th, 2019. I use version 3.7 because it gave me better clocks when I first got my graphics card. And then when I used version 3.11, it wasn't giving me the best scores. I did notice, however, that 3.11 has more hardware monitoring items to choose from versus the version 3.7. And that's about it. And maybe the OC scanner was better or whatever the case. But anyway, first things first. What you want to do is you want to set your power and your target GPU temperatures all the way up. That's easy. Then you want to put your fans all the way up. Then you want to try to shoot for a specific number on your clock. This is for the GPU core clock right here. And so I'm going to type in number 87, hit enter, because that's just what my GPU likes to run at. Some people get way higher, some people get way lower numbers. It's just dependent on your card. For memory, I use 1200. Mind you, my highest memory that I've ever achieved here and actually had a stable benchmark is at plus 1250, and my clock was at plus 100. Voltage I leave at 0. I don't ever mess with that really. And your fans, you can have them at 100% just to cool down the GPU temperature initially. But you know, afterwards, because the fans take so much power, you can lower them down to like 96. Especially if you do like a nice fresh cold start in the morning. You know, your room's nice and cool. You go into your computer, you open up all the glass panels on your case. Make sure the fans are just nice and able to be blowing freely, and you'll get a higher score. Yesterday, actually on the 3rd, I had a temperature when I went to my room, and it was the GPU was at 23, 24 degrees Celsius. So I decided to overclock and run a benchmark with that temperature. So I put the fans at 96%, had exactly the same numbers, so 1200, 87, 124, 88, and 96 all the way down. And when I did that run, I actually wound up achieving a score of 16,213 on 3D Mark TimeSpy, the regular TimeSpy run. So right now what we're going to do is we already applied these clocks. We're going to open up 3D Mark. I'm going to run a bench run, and hopefully we get a decent score. I'm assuming it'll be above 15,500, but who knows, maybe we'll get a little higher. Of course, this takes a little bit of time. Nothing to worry about though, but as you'll see here, this should be a solid run. The temperature wasn't that high, but it wasn't that low either. We're at 28 degrees Celsius on the GPU. So I'm assuming it'll be around 15,500 to 15,700, anywhere between there. The higher your FPS is on each of these scenes, a good indicator of what score you're going to be getting. If you're achieving over like 102, 103 right here, that's a good indicator that your score is going to be in the higher 1500s. If you're getting like 114, 115, when I get the 1600s, the only time it happens is when it's cold in my room and I turn on my benchmark right off the bat. This is the most stressful. This specific bench is the most stressful for the GPU. You'll see a lot of crashing and artifacting and screen tearing in this one because it actually uses the most, I think, memory. And you'll notice that if your system is stable or not, graphic settings right here. So this next test that's coming up is a CPU test. It's only to get an official score. I've overclocked this CPU, which is the Intel i7 8086K. I've had it up to 5.356 or something like that. And it actually got a really high CPU score, but the thing was, it's stable during benchmarking, but it is not stable during gameplay, like when you're playing Battlefield 5. And then the temperatures are way too hot for my comfort. I liked it when it was at 5.1 gigahertz, so that's why I kept it there. 5.1 gigahertz at below 1.3 for vCore. All right, let's see what this score is. All right, so right now our score is 15,903. Not too bad. And the CPU score is at 7,758. So again, graphics 15,903, CPU 7,758, and that's pretty much how you check your. That's it. That's how you do it. That's how you overclock your graphics card and run TimeSpy to get a score. All right, thank you very much, and have a good day.